back, President says orders actively monitored foreigners updated on Venezuela situation.
Yeah. This is the banking part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Foreign partner.
It's lucky why I just want to laugh every time this man mentions foreign partner. Because guess what? What the scripture say? Isaiah that wanted them that go down to Egypt to help. Yeah. You know, the scripture say that the Egyptians shall help in vain. Yeah. You know, so you putting all your eggs in one basket and saying, guess what? You know, these white boys got we. You know? Yeah, yeah. So in war, be a lot of moving pieces, right? Especially war to scale, right? Like I was getting into earlier, like resources being brought up and so forth. But a lot of countries start like farming allies and stuff, right? Up to the other day, Venezuela. So they quite like some sort of agreement with Russia. Right? It basically, you could say BRICS then. Yeah, right? Yeah. Actually, they applied BRICS, and they was approved in I believe it was February. They became a BRICS nation. See? So, and I'm thinking that they got a treaty set up, something like NATO, right? Whereby if you touch one, you got the rest got the right to step in. Yeah. Okay?
You see, another thing too, Brazil is also part of BRICS too as well.
Yep. Yep.
So
yep.
what you could have is something like a domino effect.
Yep.
Because Venezuela will have their part, then you still got Latin and the other part that Brazil could take that territory. Yep. Then you still got ongoing issues with Suriname and Guyana bar the issue too.
Yep.
Yeah, I get the phrase, what it mean, putting all your egg in one basket. It's say, if someone put all the eggs in one basket, they put all the effort or resource into doing one thing, so that if it fail, they have no alternative left.
That's right.
And that's what actually happening.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Which putting all the eggs in one basket is good. If you put it in your house basket, in your side basket, because guess what? The most side not gonna fail.
Yeah, that's it.
You know? It is Isaiah chapter.
It's like if I could say, right? And by definition, it's your effort into one thing, right?
Yeah.
But really and truly, what the government doing is not no effort. It's a lazy something.
Yeah.
Let me just sit back and America, you got this.
We allies.
But what they ain't telling you is that the deal that they signed in with these allies is that it's resources for protection, right?
Yeah. No, but Trump tell him it open, huh?
Yeah.
Trump tell you, if you need our help, we're gonna need so much of your resources. You understand?
Same thing that
Yeah, correct.
we could help you, but you
On live
want
TV.
500 million in mineral.
But guess what? A lot of people wouldn't notice that video or that interview. But guess what? They're gonna notice Vibes Cartel coming.
Sure.
Right? But I got precept to back up, what the Lord said to do, even putting your egg in one basket. You understand? Hear what he said here in Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and 6. It said, in the morning sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thy hand, for thou knowest not whether shall prosper, either this or that, or whether they both shall be alike.
That's right.
So you're not supposed to put your egg in one basket in this motherfucking place.
That's right.
You understand? And this directly from the Lord. You're supposed to do something here, do something. You don't know if the eggs, and if this one fail, you get this one to come back on.
That's right.
You understand? And it's the Lord is the one who, so then both of them prosper. Because, and they'll go back where you say, if you're sowing in your house, like this work what we doing, this sacrifice that we doing, we putting all our egg in the one basket. In the basket of your house,
Yeah.
Yahushai said it better. He said, store up your gift in heaven, that no thief or moth could get to it. So this we now putting trusting in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. I just wanted to throw it out there.
There's some point.
Yeah.
A quick precept. This is Sirach chapter 12, also known as.
Hey, that was just a backyard way, say.
Yeah.
It says an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but is in his heart. But in his heart, he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with his blood.
Yeah, because in a case where Venezuela become more beneficial to America, America would switch out.
That's right.
You understand?
They just gotta get it iron at a cheaper price. And they're there. Because remember now, America is the one that provoked this whole thing too. Because they was over there drying Nile, make bad over there, come over the side, do the same thing, chant over the other side, and then this with me too. So in the middle, it's only he can win.
Yeah. Hey, when you look at it, just to clarify more on what you said, right? Venezuela and America was doing business before.
Yep.
But when Russia stepped in now, they gave Russia a better deal. So what did America decide to do? Come over to Guyana and say, listen, if you don't want to give us this price of this oil, which is a raised price, then we can get it cheap on the other party. And that's what they invested in.
Yeah.
But when you look at the ideals that Guyana got, it's for nothing.
Yeah.
Right? And all that America is interested in is the Exxon Mobil and the ships that they have drying the island. They don't give a damn about Guyana.
Hey, the man adding Dr. Right? The man who adding Exxon Mobile Guyana, Alistair Rutledge, the man is talking to them Kuril.
Yeah.
I want to tell them if they're not satisfied with the deal, you could just up and invest other places, which he just love it because they get a sweet deal on the island right now. All right, but he talked to them like he got yard, right?
My way or the highway.
Yeah, my way, like the head nigga in charge, you know.
Because currently what it is, they know Guyana have no other solution of
Yeah,
how
exactly.
to get out of. Only if they use like other company, but what inside one or other company for come and do it because it's saying this is the more better I don't know.
And the Isle was disputed ever since way back then when they signed the treaty, right? Because they always knew that Isle was there, right? Because this fellow mentioned a book, The Arawaks of Guyana or something like that. But in the book, they mentioned that Guyana got the largest, one of the largest Isle bases in this region, right? And the book is no longer in schools or anything like that, right? But and even these old lads, your big uncle and so forth. So I always say, Barnum, tell them turn them back the aisle, right? Cover it up, what? But it was because of this same kind of dispute what happened, and really it's like only America, an American company, right? They got it back in. So, bully their way and shake the aisle. All right? So that's basically why they got the deal. And that's why they set it up like that. Because they already know the moment that they start drilling the aisle, the Venezuelans will start acting up.
When you watch it too, because you will Caribbean depend upon American so they like say if you want to give me I can sanction you I can bring it down bring it out to your knee. I tell our country don't deal with that you are not too.
This is Isaiah 31 verse 1 in the NLT. It says, "What sorrow awaits those who look to Egypt for help, trusting their horses and chariots, and depending on the strength of a human army instead of looking to Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel.
That's right. Yep. Some point. You know, that's this what it depending on. It depending on the strength of America. Yeah. You know, and they military might. Hey, when you hear Guyanese talk about American army, you believe that these people was a part of this army. You know, they witness for us on the strength and might of America. Why you know it's America? You know what these people got? You know what these people submarine and the this and the that? You know? And there's the docile state that your leaders putting you in.
That's why the scripture call them brute beasts. Because America wouldn't send their soldiers here to fight. You understand? They wouldn't bring the military and all anything to fight here. These people that just carry the name.
Yep, yep.
What's going on right now with Israel? Yes, it's supplying them with weapon, whatever they're doing. But you see, right now, American army tin down. It's tin down because it's scattered. It's the feet is in everybody home except their own home.
Yep, yep, yep. And that's why, like I was mentioning to some fellas, that Venezuela aligning itself with Russia, China, India, it means that if America gonna think twice before getting involved. You know? Because one, like you mentioned, the army already spread thin.
Yeah,
That's right.
You know, and having to concern itself with Russia. For Russia is no easy opponent. Neither is China, neither is India.
Yep, yep,
You see?
yep.
Yeah, this is Revelation 13 and 7. It says, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And this he was saying earlier, our people too, unto this very day, still see America as the great power. Because America is what? The rebirth to Rome. All right? And when you look at ancient Rome, it was known for what? It's pontificated down many nations very quickly. Spread it for us. Verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose name are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. So when you see these two-third Jakes worshiping, their name ain't written in the book of life. Because the elect ain't gonna worship Esau and his sister.
Wait, wait, that again. This is Wikipedia right at the top. How much American base is that throughout the entire earth? Right? It says the US military maintains hundreds of installation based out both inside the US and overseas, with at least 128 military bases outside.
And they say the earth got 157 countries. And America alone got 128
28
bases
military bases.
outside.
Yeah, kind of, but
About 8%.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why he was reading in Revelation 13, but power was given unto him over all tongues, right? All nations. But another thing too, what they're doing too, they're withdrawing some of the military back, right? Because look at I think it was Iraq or Iran, where they withdraw back the embassy and the military from there. And, the the Elamites that was in power at that point in time, they went and take the power seat,
Yep.
right? But the scripture said what the Moses shall, Joel chapter 3, that the Moses shall gather them to the valley of Yahweh Shabbat. Yeah. Most of the military gonna go across the side and be put to death. Yeah.
If you guys could remember, during the last election, one of the things that come out is that they're trying to get a base set up in Guyana in order to keep tab and spy upon the Venezuela.
Yep.
You know?
They get bases set up in Trinidad, you know. They get big base there.
Yeah, what do you think that Elon Musk want to build? Tower, satellite,
What stations?
point station. It's like a big one. right? He already approached like three other so-called South American countries, and they tell him no because you could use it for spies, right?
Starlink already active in Guyana already. Because when you go on some of these cameras that got the aerial antenna with Wi-Fi, when you click on it, you can see Starlink. So it's already approved. Right? Another thing too is that they've been using drones to monitor for a good while.
Yeah, give me some rock.
Says Guyana's president, Dr. Irfan Ali, on Monday assured Guyanese that the country's borders.
And hear the word, he said what he assured Guyanese. What is good to say about assuring above his strength?
Yeah.
You know, somebody could pull it up in Sirach. Scripture said don't be assured above
Very quick, right? Somebody did say a thing, right? I can't remember it, but it said basically when the government tell you not to worry, worry. And when they tell you worry, don't worry, right? But it's
Because they tell you that the inflation not gonna be so, it'll be a light inflation. They said the bread can be $100 more. Bread is $300, $200 more.
which it goes back to the
Right.
meaning of the word government again, right?
Yeah, we are.
Government means to control, and meant go back to mente, which is mind, right? So a huge part of their job is actually to keep the people of mind in a certain state, you know.
yeah, Mashaki, yes it?
What?
No,
I don't know if it's the one in Sirach 8 and 13 one.
read it?
So be not surety above thy power.
Yeah, this it up. But read it up. Well,
All right, this is Sirach 8 and 13. Be not surety above thy power, for if thou be surety, take care to pay it.
yeah, because guess what? It's not in your strength.
Yep.
You know, you can't stop the war that's coming. So you are assuring the people that these things are not going to happen. It's above your strength. You know, you're not the most high. You know, and guess what? You saying making such a statement is you coming against the most high. You know. So right there, and then you assuring people above your strength. This now you pay great.
Hey, another thing too we're looking at too, a lot of them have made deals with Esau concerning their family. That hey, if such and such break out, hey, we got deal that you can protect us. All right? Talk about these Elamites.
Yeah.
There's Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famine and pestilence, earthquake in diverse places.
Right.
All these are the beginning of sorrow. And then we shall all these most I say is what is the beginning of sorrow.
That's right.
Because what you hear a lot of people crying out, mourning and that kind of thing like that in Guyana. You see them Venezuela now too, more into in Guyana about the war because they studying if now we never invade out there family gonna really get after now too. So that's why they're showing you about them now more because enough of them enough of them as well say hey, they don't like again Euro. They don't like it because why? We do sell out with him and he want and to get people in our poverty. So that's why over there they are mourning. They started because what yeah they wanna ask me hey for two guys saying back Venezuela. I say hey hear no news to tell you yes or no. Because there are a lot of false stuff like that.
If they vote, they get sent him back.
No, before the voting here, but voting, yeah, them ask.
Because the
Because they know they're going to lead to that.
yeah, one and a few walking away to say, Maduro, if Maduro from Guyana, Guyana finito. Guyana told us Venezuela no work, no food, no toilet paper.
Yeah, they're really talking
nothing.
bad about TY.
But although some talking bad, they got some that crazy too.
Yeah,
So,
well, of course.
you know?
Hey, so like if I could say, right? Scripture says in Sirach, I think it's 18, which say that all flesh shall resort to his
So,
life.
yeah.
You know, so today, tomorrow, this thing pop up. Hey, and guess what? Like I mentioned, what the word government mean, mind control.
That's right.
These people are programmed to believe what the government say.
Yeah.
You know, to believe the promises of the government. Say if this man say, with the newfound riches that we're gonna get from the Essequibo region, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that.
And they're going to make it look like it's for the population.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, y'all could get land in this region because you
We
know.
could spread our wings.
Yeah.
So whenever they want to take it, and yeah, Isa. Don't do it because Russia, them is America brothers. But just that these two brothers fighting for power, power seat over each other. So Russia trying to get all the well that what he could get for dominate his brother and dominate this whole world.
Yeah, it's on point too, because the scripture says, the children of Judah and the children of Israel are pressed together. A day that hold them fast, refuse to let them go. Yeah.
Hey, plus Maduro already promising people this position, that position, you get a promotion, you get. So all these things will encourage, encourage them to go out and front line and fight.
So like when you watch in the bad situation as Russia back in Venezuela, how come Russia's not giving them grain and giving them food for come after the poverty. That's what they're going through.
One of the things you don't understand too, as men of the Lord, is that in the ancient time, a great king used to just send his name, So by going in the king name or hearing that King so send me or so king with me, guess what? That already was better than grain for the people.
Can-
They gotta stay more hungry.
Yeah.
Remember the scripture, so like,
Yeah, go.
remember the scripture also said within Deuteronomy, it said, among thy enemies thou shalt find no ease. So don't care how much, and even got so far to tell you that none shall buy thee. All right. So only Yahweh could deliver the elect, the children of Israel. All right.
So when watch it here, only most I bring down children, the children of Israel, especially in certain parts of the earth, some feeling more oppressed than some, but everybody's oppressed. Got some is in a terrible state, some in a bad state, or some in a good bad state. But that will show you some they're trying to log on to what Esau for find a way out, but they have no way out. Just being bottom all the time.
This is Sirach chapter 13, verse 15. It says, every beast loveth his kind, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh concert according to his kind, and a man will cleave to his life.
Exactly, you know, a man will cleave to his life, you know, but it's only Israel, you know, still in the state of opposing each other. You understand? And the Venezuelans are actually Israelites, you know, so they're still in the state of opposing each other. So Like the scripture say what? That what? They shall cleave to his life. You know? So you ask a Venezuelan who you gonna choose between a Guyanese and a Venezuelan, he gonna tell you a Venezuelan.
Yeah.
You know? And there's the part of this of the civil unrest that gonna be crazy in this place. You see? Yeah.
Yeah, let's go up chapter 5 and verse 5. It says, Arise, O Jerusalem, and stand on high, and look about towards the east, and behold, thy children gathered from the west unto the east by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the remembrance of Yahweh. All right, starts with the elect, right? For they departed from thee on foot, and they led away of their enemies, but the power, Yahweh, shall bring them unto thee, exalted with glory as children of the kingdom. All right, so when they're looking for deliverance of the governments that are set up, it's only Yahweh Hashem Yahushua could give us the true deliverance. All right, because what? By rights in their spirit, they want to possess what was taken away from them, the riches and all these things. But the Lord said, "What? Nay, nobody ain't gonna deliver you. I gonna deliver you. And guess what? Not all y'all I deliver it. I gonna only deliver the remnant that remain of you. All right,
They ran out to a small number.
that's right.
Ezekiel 7 and verse 5 says, Thus said the Lord power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come.
And that will show you the most I say it can be only evil, evil mean what bad times. You get to know good time Israel gonna try for be in a good case at any time. It can just be bad and bad you get it. Go on.
And it said, An end is come, the end is come. It watcheth for thee, behold, it is come.
Go on, go on, go on.
It says,
Go on, sir.
it says, The morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwelleth in the land. The time is come, the day of trouble is near.
So you see the most I say day of trouble it's there. Because when I said the morning talking about what night used to be what? Relax and sleep. Now morning gotta get up and work. So now is the time of what? Trouble. Trouble share chaos. Because they had chaos at a certain time, but now we seeing chaos going on. Right too. Go on, read.
Finish it up. Says the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains.
There are not a song of mountain. So it not be no mercy. But Israel, because what we in chaos right too. You see how Jake's morning crying out on so-called black Latino, the Lithuanian, the Espanol, all them crying out morning.
That's right.
You ain't getting no good coming. Just pure evil, get them more dreader and dreader.
Go ahead. Yeah, Prisa?
Yeah.
It's First Maccabees chapter 1.
Come on, say that.
It says in those days when they are out of Israel, wicked men. It says, who persuaded many, saying, Let us
Black
go.
in the light, that's why they sit down there.
Okay. It says, who persuaded many. First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. It says, in those days when they are out of Israel, wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, Let us go and make a covenant with the heathens that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Right? So it's like back in the day, Egypt, you know, when Israel left Egypt, they were studying the watermelon and stuff back then. So when you look what's going on, you know, Venezuela and what's not, remember they had a covenant with America and it blew. Right? So basically they had a confrontation against each other, whereby now they're in a position of stiffness, if you say. Right? So they're now looking refuge from some other Edomites that, carrying that name, which is the Russian. You understand? So what they made some covenant, right? they make covenant. Wait, no, covenant basically is a contract. All right, so when you check it back then, talking about going back with these, you know, the religious customs, the things that they had done for Israel is the same thing they're doing now. Because it's Satan fighting against Satan as we know it. Right? So Venezuela, they are more pushed to do what they gotta do because of what mess up. They're not doing whatever they're doing on their own, but because it's a certain bargain, that's what fueling them to do what they gotta do. Yeah. Remember the powers that be, the ones that ruling, right? They're the ones that set up. Kingdom that gonna fall is Esau kingdom. I've mentioned a thing back in the day, you know, great kings rule, men would go out in the name of kings and do things. Yeah. Right? But the face of the king wouldn't be there. But however, is he, you know, authority or he power? This man working in. At the time being, you might think it's this man, but really and truly it's not he doing it in the name of the king. Alright, so likewise, right now, as much as you might see Israel, I've mentioned that, you know, the kingdom, the two half of the kingdom might fight against each other. Right? There is Elam ruling it. Elam the Chinese. Yeah, you understand? Yeah. So, right? And Elam too is not really he. The portion he working for, not he working for the eagle. Right? He working for the side of America. Right? And on the precept it says, so this device pleases them. Right? So, just like back in the day and now it's the same thing going. Hey, there's no new thing under the sun. These heathens is the one who playing chessboard. The men them that you're seeing on the media, sit down in these seats and so on, they are they play pieces. They pan, right? The pan. Those pieces. Yeah, the pan. Right? So hey, I'll pray say I'll wash me a shake for the time that we living in. Right? Because we are seeing Satan fighting against Satan and it's not gonna break down this man. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone though. The article. Back in the article it says Guyana's president, Dr. Irfan Ali, on Monday assured Guyanese that the country's borders are being monitored and all foreign partners are consistently updated on
Hey,
the
this man probably
development.
sung disgusting.
Hey, you understand? The shoot song we want it. Yeah, that man shoot over the side. I could tell you he's there on the phone, right?
Hey,
Hey, that's a sign of weakness, buddy. Yeah. If you got confidence, friends, then you are the time. You see, you're supposed to the sign of weakness.
Like a man that you hear somebody in the yard and you can't you neighbor. Yeah, come out to see that in the yard about it. Yeah, man.
Anyways, if you more size sensitive like that, guy in that.
Oh, but that for sure, yo, Mahatma Gandhi say right. All and get it not.
yeah.
You understand? They get it puss. That's one of the reasons they used to hire jigs, Israelite, to fight for them.
Yeah.
Right? Because they don't have what we say belly today.
Yeah.
You understand? They don't have the stamina. This morning I was saying it on the group chat.
Yeah.
If you're going to do something or you're going to involve yourself in something, make sure that you have the stomach to take it.
That's right.
You understand? And that is what I now with these Elam over here. They talking, yeah, you want to be in power. The scripture said, do not seek preeminence if you cannot take away sin.
That's right.
And basically, they in the seat, they have the preeminence, they have the power, but they can't solve problem.
That's right.
When you look into your neighbor to solve price, like you fucking your wife and you call the next man for fuck shit. You understand? Because she said it didn't do it, it didn't proper. You doing it properly. Guess what? It's time to break out from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see? Yeah, you.
It's so true. It's when you look at Ali, 90% of the bodyguards is Jake.
90% of them.
Gone.
I watched that thing when they be passing on the road. This Jake It's Jake, and if you do see one looking like Elam, it could be Jake too.
Yeah. And when you watch the army now, too majority of the time you see, it's Sheer and Jake. Yeah, lamb.
The fieldsmen.
Hey, I train with Elam, buddy. Elam them weak. Elam them weak. When I say weak, they fucking weak, bro. Yeah, I just know the Elam from the Jake. The Jake one is push themselves. And you just know that they have a different spirit. Because them man is literally watch it you and say, oh, you can't do this better than me. Besides, hey, Elam was once a dread set of people too, you know.
Yeah.
You understand? But as they get weaker and weaker, you understand what's going on with them. They're fucking weak. They're weak.
They more say take the spirit out of them.
Yeah. Because it's not their time for rule.
Yep.
Yeah, you get it, I'll go. The article?
Yeah.
Yeah, come. It says Venezuela announced that it intends to hold elections in the Essequibo region, an area internationally recognized as Guyana's territory.
And you know what's the coincidence? That this election is supposed to take place, I believe it's the 25th or the 26th. 25th.
Yeah.
And cartel coming when?
24th.
24th.
No, it's the 24th is when it's happening, you know. It's the 24th, and by the 25th, they're going to announce who's the winner.
Yeah, and on the 26th is then
Independence Day. So they're trying to do it before that.
before the
So they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
everything is well planned.
Yeah, strategically.
Because you know what they're actually doing there? There's such an insult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the 26th of May is what?
Independence Day.
Guyana what?
So-called Independence Day.
No, you will say Independent Day.
Yeah.
Venezuela is about to show them you know fucking independent because here you calling on your brothers and sisters out there. And I say brothers and sisters because they get ministers and prime ministers as women out there. You understand? Here you calling them brothers and sisters say, come help me. How you could be independent? You know it's independent, and then they're gonna still come around fucking people and tell them that we independent.
Yep. Plus,
I could make a video on the day.
Yeah.
yep.
You understand?
And
Yeah,
plus,
you have right. Is that what day is that?
26th.
it's a Sunday.
No, it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
Shit, we should come out and preach on a Sunday and ask all these fucking Jake we coming out with the African, so-called African outfit. Hey, y'all independent? What Venezuela is about to fuck you. Mock them because this is what the scripture say. The scripture say the prophet gonna laugh at them.
Yep.
After the calamity, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because it just dawned upon me that too. This election keeping inexecutive.
Yeah,
This is happening in Venezuela. It's happening in Guyana.
in Guyana.
Disrespect, yeah.
In Guyana.
Yeah.
Imagine it's what you say polling stations gonna be set
Yeah,
up
Set up.
in your country.
In your country.
That is some bullshit. You know, when you think about it, that is some bullshit. I tell you, because that is something, you know, that is you're supposed to break the shit up.
Yeah.
You're supposed to break the shit up. I'm talking about the president.
Yeah.
Just as you come against them scrapehead, you have to look at them as scrapehead too. But you know what? The guy saying, if you get a gun and I get a gun, we have a reason. But if you get a gun and I have a knife, I have to listen to your reasoning. I know if you already listened to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is what's going on. They right now, Guyana had to get a knife.
Yeah.
And Venezuela get a fucking gun. So they got for listening to their reason. Hey, you think you want to be here still call yourself a Guyanese? Huh? It's an insult.
Yeah.
A fucking insult, man.
Venezuela got a fucking cannon aiming at Ali.
No. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, we may laugh at it, but the scripture said the prophet gonna laugh at it.
Yeah.
You understand? This is what let's and these men are so bold about it. And let me tell you what's gonna happen. Right? Because this is how military this operate. They're going to send civilians, they're gonna set up polling station in Guyana.
Yeah.
No, you don't lucky to come fucking Josh down to it. Because that's you know they say that hey, it gets punished and you people in charge don't do but I see like I got laughing demon up here right now. But hey, they're gonna bring the civilian, they're gonna set them up different places, different location,
God.
and they're going to bring police and soldiers to guard them.
Yeah.
And guess what? You know the woman we're always watching the wife trying to take the wife place. That is how actually the Guyanese soldiers gonna be. They're gonna be patrolling for see who's snitching and who going to the box.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
It gonna show you
And it's
how
supposed to
weak
chase
they is.
them out.
And don't they chase who out. Why? Hey, yeah, this gonna show how much the 25th of this month, 26th of this month, it gonna show you how weak Guyana is.
God.
But for next country hold an election in U territory, don't show that you weak.
And guess what? Once you can protect your territory, guess what? You can't
Nation.
protect nobody. You can't protect no riches. You can't. You're not fit.
Yeah.
It is showing you that the king, the president, is a child.
That's right.
He's a child.
Yeah.
You understand? Again, these fucking Jake, they're not thinking.
Yeah.
But hey, the Howrat is out. We gonna laugh our laugh.
Yep.
And we gonna do videos on it.
Yeah.
Videos upon videos. Because when they're doing the election, the Howrat is out. I gonna be doing a video too. You understand? And you know what they're not going to do? Hey, Silak, you're not talking a little too long. You know what is one of the things they're not going to do? They're not going to go and broadcast it
God.
live.
Yeah, and this is why I asked about when it's cartel show.
Mm.
Because, happening around the date, everybody gonna be occupied with Pipes cartel.
Yeah.
Scrape it,
So
yes.
right under the smoke or in the fog, everything going down.
Yeah.
The Roman tactic. When
Bread and circus. Bread and circus. Bread and circus.
bread and circle.
Yeah.
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 Basically, they put titans or thing to fight in the arena, all a big
Yeah.
circus, like you say. You understand? And
Yeah.
they shut the people from,
Yeah.
the calamity that's going on.
God.
Right?
If I'm gonna make a point too, before they sold that scribble thing, you look at what the police vehicle had.